A local Chatham poet, Marcia Ivans, hosts an open mic night for poets.
And HomeTowne TV's Leigh Pafford was there to check it out. Let's see how it went.
Hi, I'm Leigh Pafford for HomeTowne TV. We're here at Cafe Beethoven in Chatham, New Jersey for the Poetry and Pastries event. I have my pastry. Let's go hear some poetry. I'm here with Marcia Ivans, the founder of Poetries and Pastries. Marcia, where did you come up with this idea of bringing together these creative people and giving everybody a little bit of sugar to get them going in the evening?
It started when I was having coffee with a friend in the front room 9 years ago. Wow. And she was also a poet, and we said this would be a great place to have a poetry reading. And she said, but I don't have time to do it. You do it. So I spoke to Andy, and we started actually with 5 people. And I built it up over the years. I have a lot of listeners. I have a lot of poets. And we average about between 20 and 30 per evening.
And this is something that's going into its 9th year now. And tell us a little bit about how often you meet and what happens when people come in.
We meet every other month. And people come in and they sign up to read. They sign up to listen. And they enjoy the coffee and cake up front.
Of course. This is Cafe Beethoven. And when people are coming in and reading, are these all original works, or do people have other people read for them?
No, everybody reads their own works. I encourage it. I've had people that haven't read before and ask me to read for them. And I say, well, you sign up to read, and I would be very happy halfway through to ask you if you feel comfortable enough. And nobody has refused.
We're joined by Danny Moore, one of the readers for tonight's Poetry and Pastries. Danny, what kind of poetry do you write?
Well, for the most part, my poetry is generally based on some experience I have or some desire I have to see something more positive happen in my own life. So I kind of write about that, those kinds of things. Basically it's about past experiences and just maybe trying to design a better outlook for myself on the world.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And I'm sure you're inspiring other people to do the same.
Well, I hope so. That's what it's for. The poetry's for the reader, and hopefully the reader definitely gets something out of it.
Absolutely. And is this your first time reading tonight?
No, this will be my 3rd or 4th time reading. I can't remember if it's 3 or 4 times I was here previously.
And what brings you back each time?
Well, just the fact that it's a very comfortable situation. I like the group. The people are very attentive. The other poets seem to have something, really positive to bring as far as what I've heard being read here so far. And generally, it's just a very nice atmosphere.
We are speaking now with John Vigran, another one of the authors that is going to be sharing his work this evening. Now, I understand that you are a published author.
That's right. I've just been accepted for publication in the Stillwater Review, which is a small publication here in New Jersey, actually. And I have several pieces submitted with other publications.
What advice would you have for someone who's looking to get their work published? How can they go about getting it into a newsletter or a magazine or a book?
Well, based on my very limited experience, I would say try to match your submission to the publication. Don't always go safe, but try to, they're very different one from another as far as style and their preferences and some sort of hidden content biases and that sort of thing. Just be alert.
What kind of training did you have, if any, to get to you to where you are at this point in your poetry career?
Well, it doesn't hurt that my father was a magazine editor and my mom was a high school English teacher. So I grew up around good English and an environment in which good usage and the music of language were valued.
Poetries and Pastries is not just for writers. We have Connie Cohen here, who has been an avid listener of Poetries and Pastries for the last 2 years.
I love listening. I love the open-mindedness of everyone being here. And the one thing that really got me involved, and I didn't even know about it, was Cafe Beethoven. I would come here to enjoy the goodies, and then I found out they had poetry and pastries, and I loved the concept. So I started coming here around 2 years ago, and try not to miss it.
All right, well, we've made a lot of great friends tonight. We've heard a lot of great poetry, and we're going to come back on May 14th to hear some more. Thank you guys so much. Back to you in the studio.